that moment when you're playing a game that's deep and concentrating and you're having to keep track of all your resources and know exactly what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it and what you're gonna do the next turn after that turn is so crucial to keep everything organized, to keep everything in its place until one thing happens, that right there. Now you notice nothing happened, right? That's because we're gonna talk about the magic of Meeple Realty's Terraforming Mars insert and these acrylic overlays. But just to give you a quick history lesson, Terraforming Mars is a great game from Frick's Games and Stronghold. However, one of the glaring flaws was the production quality of the paper board player mats. The problem is one bump and your entire thing could just go everywhere and you have to try to remember desperately, did I have 7 or did I have 2? What was my production value of leaves or heat? And then naturally you've forgotten, and then your friends get angry with you and accuse you of cheating. And then you never think that you won the game fair and square because they won't let you live it down. That is the danger. You say, but Bryan, just be a man and don't knock it all over the place. That's true, that happens, but other times just the slightest little motion. That's what we're gonna talk about today, is the acrylic covered inserts and the insert itself for the game. Is it good? Should you take the time to invest the money into it to spruce up your game just a little bit right now? So here's what comes in the insert right now. First of all, you open the box, see the boards. This is the Hellas-Annalisa map in here too, so it wouldn't normally be that thick. You've got the first player marker there, you go there. You got, first of all, this neat little cup that holds the first player marker now. This is in fact the space rover, pretty awesome looking little space rover. You've got this stuff here, fits down into the box very simply like that. I'll show you the insides of these in just a minute, but these are the acrylic trays that I showed you. Very cool. See, I don't think you can get that effect whether, yeah, you can kind of see how it's a depth effect there. Resources and player tokens are in these. The cards are in this nice setup here. And then that's it. That's all there is to this one in the bottom of the tiles. And we'll show you those in just a minute, but that's what's in this box. So that's it. That's the insert for this Terraforming Mars game, and I love it. It's one of my favorites from Meeple Realty for a couple different reasons. One, have you seen this Mars rover in any other game? I mean, goodness sakes, you just don't get things like this in other games. This is now the first player marker. Is it totally overproduced and unnecessary? Possibly, but it's really awesome looking. And then it has this awesome thing here with these little markers for your oxygen, markers for your temperature instead of just these cubes. Nobody likes these cubes. Why in the world did they do just these cubes in the first place? That was always my question. But then when you're done, think of that. How cute. Folds up, fits right back into the game box just like that. All the pieces fit nicely on top of each other. These acrylic trays are fantastic though. As I mentioned in the intro, when these things get knocked around, it's so hard to remember what you had. So having this acrylic overlay, just keep track of where you were. Plus, not to mention the fact that the acrylic does this really cool 3D effect where it magnifies what's under it. You probably can't see it on the camera, but it magnifies all the shapes that are under the acrylic. And the cutouts look really deep in there. It's brilliant the way that works. It's kind of a trick of the light. So it makes the actual player board look three-dimensional, not just the acrylic. So that's pretty awesome. These resource trays are really great. They hold everything in a really great way. When you need them, they're right there. They have this nice little swivel down building thing. They were not hard to build. This is one of the easier builds I've done for Meeple Realty, give or take, the wheels on the rover. So that's one thing. This is kind of a pain trying to shut this though, but just know that ahead of time that you just need to make sure that you have all the things out of the way. Give it a shake, and then good to go. The resources fit nicely into this tray here. These nice little pinch tops. This again folds down, so you can easily access them, get easy access to them all. Fold this back up, give it a shake. Rotate this one back, and then there's your top again here with the resources. Also really neat, has the numbers of each resource that go in there, 1s, 5s, and 10s, and the main resources written on top. Nice card holder, that's pretty straightforward. And that's it, that's what everything is. There's not a lot to it other than just really great production quality. So what do I like about this? What I like about this one is the fact that it simply is elegant. It elevates an already pretty game into something really nice. Something I didn't talk about. These little things are pretty great. It's the individual holders for all this special environmental things that happen. Plus, check this out, a new water token holder with a countdown. This is pretty neat, little swivel countdown arrow. So you start with 9. You can take the time to do this if you want, or you can just not. But either way, it's got a nice little swivel arrow to keep track of how many of these ocean tiles are left. These hold in there very snug. Same thing, there's a little 2 trays for these tiles as well. Very cool. I like this, very snug. They hold in there great, and they do what they're supposed to do. Easy access, but not only just easy access, it makes everything look really pretty and really easy to get to, and keeps your game together in a game that can be chaotic if not held together nicely. So that's the Terraforming Mars insert. It's one of my favorites that Meeple Realty's done, just for the sheer virtue of the fact that every little thing of it has been thought out into such a neat way to where these pieces just look great. When they're in your box, when you open the box and see them, when you see them on the table, it's one of the best looking things they've done. And you can tell the quality was put into that. The quality was into the idea of we want this to look good on the table. When people walk past, we want them to go, what is that game? And you go, this is Terraforming Mars. Upgrade. So we always have this talk at the end of any of these insert videos. You know your budget. Is this something you should get? Throw the budget question to the side for a minute, because if you know your budget and this is something you can handle in your budget, then we talk about it. If it's not something in your budget, then forget it. Forget this part exists and just look at it and see it as nice eye candy. But what I want to say is, once we got that out of the way, this is something that really elevates Terraforming Mars. It's a great game that needs a little help organizing, so you can get all your tiles in one place. You can quickly get this one out to the table. You pull those cards out, you shuffle them, and you're ready to go. It's much faster to get Terraforming Mars to the table with this thing. Plus, it keeps everything in a nice little box. Now, the only thing is I have the expansion board in here, so it definitely doesn't close all the way, but that's because I put the expansion board in here. Just know that. It's great though. This is one of the prettiest ones they've done because it does something that the original game lacked. It adds elegance. It adds, with the components, obviously. It adds user friendliness with the flat, character boards. It also adds just some nice, smooth organization that really takes this game from being in this soft box into something very nice and quick to get to the game. Because again, it's an elegant concept. It's a smart game. It's a really fun game. This just makes it better and faster to get to the table. So I highly recommend the Terraforming Mars insert from Meeple Realty. It's my favorite one so far of theirs that I've done, that I've seen. Go out and get this thing. It's phenomenal. So that's it for this time in the latest retro. I'm Brian Drake. Till next time, we'll see you.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.